is the 28th of March, and it is almost 10 o'clock at night. Okay, regarding Wrestlemania, and I could be completely wrong. I was going to hold off, but I figured I'd record this, and then I'm going to release this more than likely on Wednesday, which I believe is either the 1st or the 31st. Okay. Dana Brooke, quarantined. Rey Mysterio, quarantined. Mike Mazan and The Miz, I believe his quarantine is ill. Roman Reigns has decided to back out of the event at WrestleMania. And Andrade sustained an injury as well. The reason that I'm holding off on stating what I'm going to state is because I want to see if anyone else is going to report on this with a bigger audience than I have. So, I know that I've heard the various pundits stating that the matches are going to be recorded and the episodes of SmackDown and Raw are going to be recorded, as we've seen at this point in time. And the big worry is that, because they're going to have a very small skeleton crew while filming for WrestleMania, hoping that they can keep spoilers to a mum, meaning none at all. At the end of the day, my statement is, what if all this is bullshit? What a perfect way for WWE to redirect all the attention off of any potential spoilers is by throwing out bullshit stories to the press so that you don't see anything coming. I mean, we have a few of the matches that we know. We know The Fiend or Bray Wyatt and John Cena is happening. We know Otis is happening. But, I mean, I could be completely wrong. I could be completely wrong. But I just find it a little odd that 4 people all of a sudden just got sick. A few days ago when they mentioned Dana Brooke and I guess it was Ray, that was the first time when I said to myself, I think this was Thursday this came out. I said to myself, I said, you know what? They should cancel this because now it's hitting really close to home. But then upon further reading, they aren't infected from what I know about. It's just that they are sick. But it's like 1, 2, 3 people sick. And then Roman, of course, we know his status with leukemia. But someone else made mention of the fact, I mean, as we know already, that Goldberg cannot go long in matches. We've known that. But they reminded me that, hey, this match isn't going to be that long or wouldn't be that long with Roman. So now it makes even more sense to be like, wait a minute. That's true. This is probably going to be like a 7-minute match. Probably stretch out to, 15 if you count their music and if they have entrances, if they're going to invest in that. So it just added the other light bulb just shined on in my head like, wait a minute. This could be smoke and mirrors. What a great diversion to keep flipping the cards. This one's sick, that one's sick. Using it, taking advantage of the situation at hand and totally swerving everyone. I could be completely wrong. Keep in mind that when I was watching Impact Tuesday, they were talking about lockdown, and they kept putting up a banner saying lockdown is canceled. SmackDown could have also put that banner. Remember, they went live at 8 o'clock. I believe I heard the news about the Roman stuff like 12 o'clock. The stuff with Dana and Ray was, I believe, Thursday. So they could have easily, in post, just put card is changing. Now, let's also keep in mind that we know that WWE and all that bullshit about Vince doesn't watch Raw. Yeah, Vince doesn't, but his people, they do. Okay, watch other product. Hence, everyone knows that they copied AEW's shooting style. I bring that up to say, you mean to tell me that no one was watching Impact when they put that banner up saying that lockdown was canceled, and SmackDown didn't put a banner up saying card subject to change or due to the circumstances, card is changing, and you had hours to put that in this simple lower third that you can put in post? Now remember, I'm recording this on Saturday, so I will be watching this time around Raw, or maybe clips of Raw. You know I don't fuck with Raw. So I will be checking out Raw to see if they're going to do it, if there's going to be clips. Or, if they, checking out clips on YouTube to see if there are going to be banners or whatever. But I just find that odd. I could be completely wrong. I've had a lot of humble pie. But I've also been right in a couple of things. So when I'm adding this up, it, kind of makes sense. Like, what a great way to completely divert you all around is to sit in a meeting and you put this big plan together about this is how we're going to do. And we're also going to talk about how we're going to have alternate endings. And they probably would shoot that, of course, whatever's clever. Alternate endings, just in case to, prevent any spoilers from getting out. Imagine if this was all pre-planned. Feed that to the press. Meltzer would go out, say that. Then that would spread, because it seems like everyone else that I've heard, all they do is quote Meltzer as their sources, but that's a whole other conversation. And keep playing it up, and then you just drop little hints. And as time goes on, you're going to hear some other names. I mean, I know allegedly they said, and the Usos were upset because of Miz's situation, the fact that they still have to go through the event. But I read this yesterday, which is Friday, and from what I understood, the shows for Mania were supposed to have been recorded Wednesday and Thursday. So I would not be surprised if this is the biggest swerve going on. And you have to also keep in mind, or at least I'm keeping in mind, that this is the first 2-day event for this event. And how do you keep people captivated? If you were expecting one match, or if you were expecting a number of matches and you don't get those. So, I mean, for right now, the only marquee match we're talking about that's changed is Roman and Goldberg. But, I think at this point they can't change too much, because they can't change anything because it's already supposed to have been recorded to our knowledge, from what was being fed to us. For all we know, they could be recording some of it now, could be recording some of it next week. Recording half of it with one technical team, with one crew, film and television crew, and then recording another half with another film and television crew, just in case to block spoilers, or just the whole thing was just BS, to mislead everyone to think, okay, well, it's already in the can, it's already this, that, and the third, so I know from my standpoint, when I'm making films and how I prepare, I keep a shot list, and my shot lists are usually tight. And when you're not going live and you're doing something like this, which is, you're recording or filming rather, you could also have a shot list. The reason why I bring this up is because my shot list keeps me on point with where I'm going with the narrative. You don't have to worry about a fan running in the ring or anything like that. If they have a specific shot list for the Undertaker AJ match, then when you go into post, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. You're just dropping everything. Shot A goes with shot B. Shot B with shot C. Shot C with D. You don't have too many alternative shots. You just can drop them all while you're in post and go ahead and make those edits. I bring that up based off the fact that they could also be filming next week. I'm just talking about for WrestleMania. They could be filming now as we speak. I know that they're going to be doing a bevy of filmmaking. Look at me. A bevy of shooting, because you're talking about NXT 205, Raw and SmackDown, back to back to back to back to back, and Mania. So when I think about it now, as I'm speaking, you're going to have filmed Mania Wednesday and Thursday, on top of filming SmackDown, on top of filming 205 Live. Then I take it that you're filming, this is hypothetical, filming Raw as I'm speaking, which is on a Saturday night or a Sunday, or rather, filming Raw on early Monday to go into post-production evening. That's cutting it rather close. I wouldn't do it. So, I don't know. This could be one big giant swerve. I have to still follow the rumor mill, the narrative of what else is going to be said. I also wanted to add what greater surprise the viewer would get if it all was a swerve. And, you open the match, Goldberg's music kicks in, we wait, and Roman's music kicks in. I do believe people would get excited, especially the youth would really get excited for something like that. So, okay, now I'm going further in on the rabbit hole. This is why sometimes these episodes take me a while, but this just popped in my brain that if they are going to be recording SmackDown, future SmackDowns and Raws, that means that they are going to have to record SmackDown and Raw, all the shows, let's put it like this, all inclusive, all these shows are going to more than likely be filmed a few days ahead of time. So the concept of us watching, let's say Mania, let's just say while everyone is watching Mania, they are filming SmackDown and Raw. For some reason, I doubt that. But it can happen because they do it on television. when we're watching the recent season of Game of Thrones, they are actually filming the current season of Game of Thrones. So that's quite possible. But I bring this all up to say that if what they say is true and all of this stuff is already taped, and now you're going to go ahead and tape the rest of Raw and SmackDowns, again, you have to do it this week, for next week. Don't you think that there's going to be a spoiler that's going to drop? I mean, you run a high risk of spoilers dropping before Mania even hits, as if you're shooting it during this week. Because like I said before, I wouldn't wait. I wouldn't shoot it day of and then go into post. I would want to film it, if not the night before. I mean, everything also decides on how fast, your post-production team is as well. But I still wouldn't film in the daytime and then drop everything at night. That's very, very risky, especially after you've let your talent go. And then you find out, there's a glitch or, something that happens. And now, you're going to call them back and it's like 6 o'clock to air. Hey, we need you to do another goddamn Hurricane Rana so we can get this insert in. That's ignorance at its finest. So I bring that up to say, even if you film it on Friday, was not to say that somebody is going to leak this information. You're running a high risk. So it just, again, makes me very suspicious as to what's real and what's not. But then again, I can very well be wrong about this whole motherfucking thing. Side note, it just hit me that the day that I read about Dana Brooke being quarantined, she also released a Twitter post that very day saying, oh, thank you guys. And then as I scrolled down, there was a video of her working out that very day. If you're sick and quarantined, why would you post that up? Even though it's days late, I wouldn't post that up because I would think that people would not believe that I was quarantined. It's just something I noticed. Once again, I could be completely wrong. Okay. Now remember, once again, I said I could be completely wrong. But here's an article, 324. This is when it was announced. So I found out a day or two later. From Forbes, right? WWE's Rey Mysterio, Dana Brooke quarantine. As you see it there, look at the date, 3/24. Okay. Now, this is Dana Brooks. This is the post that I saw on Twitter. So it was originally from IG, and she reposted it on Twitter. This was. Okay, remember, I started with, now today is the 29th, so now this is new information I found. I did the recording yesterday, the 28th, so now this is 5 days ago. That makes it the 24th, correct? The news broke the 24th. This is someone working out on the 24th, right? This article from Ringside News states Dana Brooke reportedly showed up, was there. Same thing I heard about Roman Reigns. He was there at WWE tapings, Performance Center, but was asked to go into self-quarantine. Now, 18 hours ago, another post. Her in a bikini, what's to say, quarantine, vitamin C, lemon. Right? Now, once again, this could be, oh, you might have taken this months ago, but why would I do that? I wouldn't put any post of me looking like I'm healthy when I'm supposed to be quarantined. It would be like Me just cooling out, laying on the sofa, watching a movie. Minimal. Right? And what do you see? Comments. Thought she was sick. Interesting. So now I go back to her post on IG. And as you can see, these are the most recent posts. Where is the quarantine post at? Shouldn't it be one of the first? It should be the first one that you see next to her doing her makeup. The one in the top left corner. Because that was just posted 18 hours ago. It should be in the top 3. You see her working out, which was the 24th. Just a question. Did she pull that post down because she was asked to? And somebody missed? Hey, why don't you pull this one down too? The one where you're working out, which is the same day that we released this to the press. Once again, I could be completely wrong. I'm just saying. And also, when I made making mention of the match with Roman and Goldberg not going that long, someone brought up that, hey, he was close to Goldberg when they did the contract signing. And the idea was, hey, lowbrow, maybe they filmed their match then. He didn't have any issues being in that arena next to Goldberg and Michael Cole, whatever. But keep in mind, I can be completely wrong. I have no shame in being wrong. It is what it is. I'm just going by what I see. I'm just saying. Ta-ta, ta-ta, ta-ta.